Okay, page 161, harmonization. What do we have here? Let's see. Skip to my loo. All right, so couple things to look at here. Chords. They're dictated at the top of the page. So for this exercise, we have F major and we have C7/E. Now, what does that mean, C7/E? It doesn't mean pick one, it doesn't mean play both. It means play the C7 chord as with the E on the bottom note. So, if we take a C7 and put the E on top, what inversion do we get? 6/5, first inversion. And going from F to C7/E, that's the 5/6/5 of F. Now we have not done F major yet with the chord progressions, but it's easy to figure out, like so. Okay, remember your rules, do mi small, and then, there you go. Bottom note down, half a step, middle note up. There you have it, rules to live by. Okay, so, you'll see that in the left hand here, we have broken up an F chord. Well, we haven't. Tony Carmia and his buddies did when they wrote the book. Okay, tonic, and then tonic, and then mi and sol. And they want you to do this exact figure again here. See, there's no chord dictated, so when you see that, just assume that you're going to do the same chord over again. So, quarter, 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 quarter. Now, new chord. Quarter, quarter, quarter. And I don't understand this. Yeah, and after 11 editions, they haven't fixed this yet, but I am fine, and actually I'm going to demonstrate it, this measure, just like this one. So, feel free to change that in your books. Okay, you will not get points off if you play it like this, but it'll be a lot easier if you change it. Okay? Then, second line. F major, just like these. C7, just like this. And then finally a chord to end it. Because then if you don't do a solid chord to end, it sounds like a Charles Ives piece, which is cool as well. But, okay. So, first things first. Make sure that you can play the blocked chords and get good transitions. Like so. And really work those transitions. Now, once you get that into you, then see if you can break it up. Just left hand alone. You're going to do a lot of work left hand alone. Even if you're left-handed. Left hand is always hard. Okay? I'm left-handed. Okay. And you might have to work the transitions. So here, that might be easy, but maybe to here, if you find yourself, okay, that's not a smooth transition. So you might have to do a little of that for a while. And I just made that up now, and it seems to work. So. Got the left hand down, putting the right hand with it. That's another ball game here. Okay, so you really just want to go note for note and make sure that you're doing all the correct fingerings here. Now, if you look here, you'll see we start with a finger 3 on A. Okay. So if you follow the intervals stepwise, 3, a 1, a 3, a 5, okay, then we have a 2, and then an extend a thumb. Okay, so just follow suit and use your best instincts, and I'm here to help you with the fingerings if there's issues. But I'm going to go through this here, and you can watch me play it, and then write in any fingerings that you need to. Now, what is this basically utilizing? Your F major pentascale. That's all it is, with one extend a thumb. It's 1 and 5, 6, 5. Now, putting that hands together, that's going to be a trip, and it'll take a little while. So practice left hand alone, practice right hand alone, and then I'll help you put it together. And now, putting it together. That's going to be fun. It's going to be a process, but luckily most of this is repetitive. At least the left hand, it's just 2 chords broken up. The right hand, it's different rhythms, and we just got to get it all coordinated here and all that. So here's how we're going to go about this. Literally 1 beat at a time at first. It's annoying, but that's what we got to do. But set up the first beat. Okay, we look at the page, we look at the keys, we look at the page, look at the keys. We're checking all the notes, we're checking all the fingerings. Look at the page, look at the keys, look at the page, look at the keys. And then when you feel like you're ready to do that first beat, you do it. And then maybe you do it again. Okay, it's relatively easy, but you might just need to double check that rhythm and double check all those notes. Nothing wrong with that. While you're at the piano, you got a little bit of time to do that, do it. You can rewind this video and watch all the instructions again too. So, do what you gotta do. Set up beat 2, left hand. Set up beat 2, right hand. Look at the page, look at the keys, look at the page, look at the keys, look at the page, look at the keys, and okay. And then, hey, we got 1 measure, let's do it again. And so forth, and then you'll see I was getting faster. You know, you start building it up once you get comfortable. And you'll get to a point where it's like, oh, I can't do this fluid. Well, then you can't go that fast for a while. That's okay. But you're not going to know those limitations if you don't push them once in a while. Okay, next measure. That's going to be relatively easy. So is this one. Beat 2. But then, the transition to the next measure, not so easy. Set it up, left hand, set it up, right hand. Look at the page, look at the keys, look at the page, look at the keys, check the notes, check the fingerings, check the notes, check the fingerings, look at the page, look at the keys, look at the page, look at the keys, and yay! And then next beat, look at the page, look at the keys, look at the page, look at the keys, extend the thumb in the right hand, and okay, that'll be relatively easy, but then go back and see if you can make that transition between measures 2 and 3. That will not be the easiest. Okay, I'll hold off. There's a danger in this method. I'm going to hold off on that, but because it's good to start with this. But yay, I got 2 measures. And where do I go? Oh no, because it's a left-hand movement, and left hand is difficult. Okay, but we got it. So you have to go back and now, there is an easy way to work these transitions, both hands, and that is block chording. You can play the left hand as block chords while you're working out all the movements of the right hand. Advantage? you're playing all the correct notes with the correct fingerings, hopefully, and everything is where it needs to be when it needs to be there. With the right hand, you can just focus on the rhythm and the movements, and the muscle memory of the left hand is being learned. Okay, then you go back and break it up. So this will help with transitions, because we know you can, even with right hand, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but so we try like this. Switch. And I would recommend doing that for a while until that's really fluid. And then go back even slower. That's the process. Okay, it'll take a while. Be sure that you go back and watch some of these steps again and pause in between as you start. And I'm just talking to a camera here. That's boring. I don't have a class to say, okay, go, stop. But stop in between all of the instructions. Work it out. Maybe just work out like a few measures, the first 4 measures, and then see if you could get that fluid and move on to the next instruction. And then go back, because it gets frustrating and boring to do one practice method, especially one long practice method with a whole piece, even if it's 8 bars. But maybe split it up. Maybe you like working in the trenches, you'll do the whole piece that way, but that's just an option. So you put it together and you have this. Turn to page 162, exercise number 4. The English melody in G major. Okay. You'll see that the chords for this are in the right hand, and the left hand is just playing a nice little figured bass that they're recommending here. So if you look at this first 2 measures, you'll see that. Okay. So we have a G chord, D7, and a G. And you're probably thinking here, there's no D in this chord. Well, it's here, because in the left hand, with figured basses, the inversion is determined by what's on the lowest note, which is in the left hand. So, kind of breaking it up here, no more left hand chords, at least not for this assignment. So, I would recommend working out left hand first. It's just 2 notes, but it could get a little fishy. So you want to have that foundation set. Ooh. Little different there. All right. And extra points for labeling what the left hand sounds like on its own. Okay, maybe not extra points, but just extra fun time. Okay, right hand. Okay, this can get tricky, playing block chords with the melody. Okay, it takes a little work here, but set up the first chord here. So we have D, G, B. And then, for this 5-7 or D7 chord, I would just recommend moving everything down 1 finger and using the extend thumb. And then we got to do the big jump. So, that takes a little getting used to, but the keys. Gotta place it, play it. And that's gonna take a little while. Place it, play it. Okay? Not easy, not impossible. Okay, so you have it after a few reps. And then you just have to do this for most of the piece. And then we just go back to the fingerings from before. And then you just have to put it together slow. Okay, here's what it sounds like all the way through.